The sun casts long shadows over the dense forests of the Pacific Northwest, but beneath the towering trees lies a secret, a network of tunnels so vast and intricate that it challenges our understanding of pre-industrial engineering. These tunnels, some stretching for miles, are not natural formations. They are the remnants of a forgotten transportation system that defies logic and reason. Witnesses, like local historian Martha Kellogg, have recounted tales of these subterranean passages since 1836. Her journals describe massive stone arches and smooth floors, evidence of a civilization with capabilities far beyond what we attribute to indigenous tribes of the era. The precision with which these tunnels were carved suggests the use of advanced machinery that supposedly didn't exist at the time. Hidden beneath the bustling streets of New York City lies an anomaly that has perplexed researchers for decades. In 1912, construction workers unearthed a series of massive metal tubes, intertwined like a web, spanning the island's underground expanse. Initially dismissed as part of the city's burgeoning subway system, these tubes were found to be composed of an unknown alloy, resistant to corrosion and impossible to replicate with contemporary metallurgy. Dr. Hubert Langley, a metallurgist, noted that these tubes seemed to possess self-repairing properties, a characteristic that no known metal could achieve at the time. Langley's findings were quickly suppressed, his research buried under layers of academic bureaucracy. As the storm winds howl across the Scottish Highlands, an ancient path reveals itself, tracks carved into the rock, leading to nowhere. These tracks, etched into the granite, align perfectly with the constellations above, suggesting a celestial purpose. Local legend speaks of the iron chariots, vehicles that supposedly traverse these tracks at unimaginable speeds, defying gravity and time. In 1889, amateur archaeologist Edward Matheson spent years mapping these tracks, noting their uncanny ability to guide a compass needle despite the absence of any magnetic material nearby. Matheson's maps were confiscated by the Royal Society, vanishing into obscurity. Deep within the dense jungles of the Yucatan Peninsula, explorers in 1905 stumbled upon what appeared to be a colossal stone wheel, half buried in the earth. This wheel, measuring over 30 feet in diameter, was positioned vertically and adorned with intricate glyphs and notches. Its purpose remains a mystery, but its perfect symmetry and balance suggest it was once part of a sophisticated mechanism. Local lore tells of a great spinner that could transport individuals across vast distances instantaneously. Engineer James Hawthorne, who documented the wheel's discovery, theorized that it harnessed Earth's magnetic fields, a concept dismissed as pseudoscience by mainstream academia. In the desolate plains of the American Midwest, farmers have repeatedly unearthed strange, metallic spheres while plowing their fields. These spheres, perfectly smooth and cold to the touch, are made of a material that does not rust, tarnish, or deform under pressure. During a drought in 1897, an entire network of these spheres was revealed, each connected by narrow, underground channels. Geologists like Professor Samuel White embarked on a mission to study these spheres, hypothesizing they were components of an ancient pneumatic system capable of transporting goods or even people across vast distances. White's hypothesis was quickly debunked by the Geological Society, his findings relegated to mere footnotes in academic journals. In the shadow of the Appalachian Mountains, the Earth conceals its secrets well. In 1844, miners stumbled upon a series of enormous underground chambers lined with what seemed to be tracks of polished stone. These chambers' acoustics were so precise that a whisper could echo for minutes, suggesting they were engineered with a purpose far beyond mere transportation. Local lore speaks of the whispering rails, a network used by an ancient civilization who harnessed sound waves to propel their vehicles silently and swiftly. The Society of Civil Engineers dismissed these tales as mere myth, yet the miners who ventured too deep reported sensations of inexplicable vibrations and fleeting shadows that followed them through the tunnels. The vast deserts of Nevada hold more than just sand and silence. In 1915, during the construction of a railway spur, workers uncovered colossal stone blocks, perfectly aligned in what appeared to be a track of gigantic proportions. Each block was inscribed with strange symbols, unlike any script known to man. These engravings, when aligned with the setting sun, illuminate with an eerie glow. Linguist Harold Monroe attempted to decode this mysterious script, linking it to an unknown civilization capable of harnessing solar energy to power their transportation network. His research was dismissed by the Smithsonian Institution, claiming no evidence of advanced technology could exist in such an inhospitable environment. Along the rocky cliffs of Maine, the relentless sea has revealed a peculiar sight. Embedded within the stone face are large, metal gears, their surfaces worn smooth by the crashing waves. These gears, discovered in 1892, appear to be remnants of a vast, mechanical contraption. Their size and intricacy suggest they were part of an elaborate system, possibly a coastal transportation network that utilized ocean currents. Maritime historian Oliver Graves noted the gears' uncanny resistance to saltwater corrosion, theorizing they were coated with a substance lost to time. The Coastal Survey Board, however, quickly dismissed the gears as the result of natural geological formations, a verdict that left Graves in disbelief. Beneath the rolling hills of Virginia lies a structure that defies conventional understanding. The 1903 discovery of a massive subterranean archway, constructed from a single, seamless slab of stone, has baffled engineers for over a century. This archway, leading to an expansive tunnel system, resonates at a specific frequency when struck, suggesting it was designed to interact with sound waves. Historian Eleanor Bryce proposed that these tunnels were part of a resonant transportation system, capable of moving people and goods using vibrational energy. Her proposal was met with skepticism and ultimately suppressed by the Department of Transportation, who deemed it an optimistic fantasy unsupported by hard evidence. In the frigid wilderness of Alaska, explorers in 1908 found remnants of an ancient, overland conduit system. Enormous stone pipes, each several feet in diameter, snaked through the frozen earth, leading towards the distant mountains. These pipes, intricately fitted and insulated, suggest a level of engineering sophistication unheard of in such a remote location. Anthropologist Walter Haynes speculated these conduits were used to transport geothermal energy from volcanic sources, providing heat and power across vast distances. His findings were promptly challenged by the American Geological Institute, who argued the harsh conditions would have prevented any such technological advancements from taking root in the region. The deep forests of Pennsylvania guard an enigmatic legacy, an elevated trackway that defies the laws of nature and architecture. Discovered in 1883 by logger Daniel Prescott, these tracks hover above the forest floor, supported by towering stone pillars that reach for the canopy. The trackway, composed of an unknown alloy, displays no rust or decay, despite years of exposure to the elements. Prescott's sketches depict vehicles that seemingly glided along these elevated paths, powered by an unseen force. His detailed accounts were swiftly confiscated by the Pennsylvania Historical Commission, who deemed the discovery irrelevant to the state's industrial narrative, leaving the mystery of the floating tracks unsolved. Beneath the bustling streets of Boston lies a hidden labyrinth, a network of tunnels discovered in 1867 during the expansion of the city's underground utilities. These tunnels, intricately carved with geometric precision, exhibit properties of acoustic resonance. When explored, even the faintest sound is amplified and carried throughout the network. Urban legend suggests these tunnels were part of an ancient communication system, a theory supported by the accounts of explorer Thomas Reardon, who documented the phenomenon. However, Reardon's work was suppressed by the city planning department, who insisted the tunnels were merely drainage conduits, dismissing any notion of advanced pre-colonial technology. In the rolling plains of Kansas, an anomaly lies buried. Massive stone circles, concentric and precise, discovered by farmers in 1899. These circles, some spanning hundreds of feet, are aligned with celestial bodies, suggesting a purpose tied to the stars. Local stories tell of sky wheels, devices that manipulated gravitational forces to transport objects across great distances. Astronomer Emily Bradshaw, who studied these formations, posited they functioned as launch points for such devices. Her findings were dismissed by the Astronomical Society, who argued the formations were mere remnants of ancient ceremonial grounds, devoid of any technological significance. The swampy bayous of Louisiana conceal a mystical secret, an ancient waterway revealed during the Great Flood of 1916. As waters receded, locals discovered submerged stone pathways, perfectly aligned to guide the flow of water with uncanny precision. These pathways, constructed from a stone not native to the region, suggest they were transported from afar, possibly by a forgotten civilization. Marine biologist Charles Delacroix theorized these channels were designed to harness tidal forces, enabling rapid travel by watercraft. His theories were quickly denounced by the National Museum of Natural History, who claimed such advanced hydrodynamic systems were implausible without modern technology. On the windswept plains of southern Texas, remnants of an ancient causeway emerge, visible only after torrential rains in 1910. These raised stone paths, stretching for miles, are perfectly level and aligned with the cardinal directions. Local legend speaks of wind paths, routes designed to harness the power of the prairie winds, facilitating travel at unprecedented speeds. Geologist Henry Mendoza studied the site, suggesting the causeways employed aerodynamic principles to reduce drag. His work was dismissed by the University of Texas Department of Geosciences, who categorized the formations as natural land features, despite their unnatural symmetry and precision. In the heart of the Ozark Mountains, an ancient mystery lies shrouded in mist, massive stone arches that once supported a grand aerial transit system. Discovered in 1857 by explorer Nathaniel Crow, these arches rise from the fog like silent sentinels, their purpose obscured by time. Crow's notes describe cables that hung suspended between these arches, capable of bearing loads that modern physics struggles to comprehend. The precision and strength of these structures suggest an understanding of tension and balance that defies the primitive technologies attributed to the era. The Arkansas Historical Society quickly buried Crow's findings, labeling the arches as natural formations in an official statement that only deepened the enigma. Amidst the swaying grasses of the Dakota prairies, a forgotten pathway charts its course, an ancient track of polished stone visible only after a summer storm in 1914. This path, cutting through the landscape with geometric precision, was said to be a conduit for sky sleds, vehicles that traverse the plains without touching the ground. Local rancher Edward Sinclair chronicled these tales, accompanied by inexplicable phenomena such as sudden gusts of wind and strange electromagnetic disturbances. His records, however, were dismissed as fanciful ramblings by the Dakota Historical Society, who argued no evidence supported the existence of such advanced travel mechanisms in the region. Underneath the ancient city of St. Augustine, Florida, an astonishing discovery lies buried: a subterranean canal system, uncovered during a construction project in 1893. These canals, constructed with an uncanny precision, suggest a network of waterways designed for rapid aquatic transport. Each channel is lined with a smooth, unknown material that resists water erosion and is believed to have enabled vessels to glide effortlessly. Historian Clara Wells documented the canal's existence and posited they were part of a sophisticated infrastructure predating European settlement. The Archaeological Institute of America dismissed Wells' work, claiming the canals were merely drainage systems, a conclusion that has been challenged but never officially revised. In the arid expanse of New Mexico's deserts, an enigma surfaces: a series of colossal stone discs partially buried beneath the sands, discovered in 1902 by surveyor James Ackerley. These discs, perfectly symmetrical with engravings of celestial patterns, are aligned in a way that suggests a purpose tied to the stars. Local folklore refers to them as the sun wheels, believed to channel solar energy for powering ancient vehicles. Ackerley's extensive documentation of the disc's layout and engravings was dismissed by the American Antiquarian Society, who labeled them as mere artifacts of primitive art, ignoring their technological implications. Amid the sprawling plains of Nebraska, an astonishing archaeological find emerges: a network of underground vaults, unearthed during a drought in 1896. These vaults, constructed with a seamless stonework technique, form a labyrinth that stretches for miles. Each vault is acoustically tuned, resonating with a deep hum that can be felt through the soles of the feet. Geophysicist Alan Turner theorized that these vaults were part of a subterranean transit system utilizing sound waves for propulsion. His hypotheses were swiftly disregarded by the Geological Survey of Nebraska, who insisted the formations were natural caverns, despite their unnatural symmetry and acoustic properties. Hidden within the depths of the Sierra Nevada, a mystery unfolds: a series of massive carved tunnels discovered in 1864 by prospectors searching for gold. These tunnels, perfectly circular and smooth, appear as if they were melted through the rock, leaving no trace of tool marks. The walls shimmer with a glass-like finish, suggesting a technology capable of generating intense heat or energy. Geologist Marcus Pettigrew documented the phenomena, proposing these tunnels were transit routes for crafts that moved at remarkable speeds, utilizing geothermal energy. His reports were systematically ignored by the California State Mining Bureau, who claimed the tunnels were natural lava tubes, despite lacking any volcanic activity in the area. In the secluded valleys of the Catskills, remnants of an ancient aqueduct system come to light. Massive stone structures uncovered in 1901 that defy traditional engineering principles. These aqueducts, suspended impossibly across wide chasms, suggest a forgotten civilization that mastered hydrodynamics. The stones are intricately cut with channels that direct water flow with precision, defying gravity. Hydraulic engineer Eleanor Sharp detailed the aqueduct's construction in her lost manuscripts, hypothesizing a civilization that harnessed water to power transport mechanisms. Her work was overshadowed by the New York Historical Association, who dismissed the findings as natural land bridges, a verdict that has never been officially revisited. Beneath the vibrant lands of the Tennessee wilderness, a hidden network of spiral passageways is discovered in 1878 by a group of spelunkers. These passages, carved with hypnotic precision, spiral downward into the earth, their walls adorned with luminescent minerals that guide the way. Tales from local Cherokee tribes speak of these earth spirals, used by ancestors to ascend and descend through layers of reality, perhaps as a form of spiritual or physical transportation. Ethnographer James Carver documented these accounts, but his findings were swiftly dismissed by the Smithsonian Institution, which deemed the spirals as simple geological phenomena, ignoring their cultural significance. On the rocky shores of Lake Michigan, an ancient pier of monolithic stones extends into the water, discovered in 1891 by a local fisherman. Each stone, massive and perfectly cubed, fits seamlessly with the next, forming a pier that reaches far into the lake. The pier's alignment with the cardinal points suggests it was used for navigation or possibly to harness the lake's energy. Nautical historian Frederick Dawson proposed that the pier was part of a maritime transport system utilizing magnetic currents. His research was quickly silenced by the Great Lakes Maritime Institute, who argued the stones were remnants of a natural rock formation, despite the clear evidence of human craftsmanship. In the verdant valleys of Vermont, an astounding structure is discovered, an enormous stone bridge unearthed in 1852, spanning a gorge with no apparent point of origin or destination. The bridge, constructed from stones cut with laser-like precision, exhibits no signs of mortar or binding agent, standing firm through centuries of weathering. The local Abenaki legends speak of sky bridges, thought to connect the earth with realms above. Architectural historian Margaret Fairchild suggested the bridge was used for transporting goods or people through unconventional means, perhaps leveraging unknown atmospheric phenomena. Her theories were refuted by the Vermont Historical Society, insisting the bridge was a natural stone arch, despite its unnatural symmetry and construction. Deep within the heart of the Black Hills, a forgotten marvel awaits discovery: enigmatic stone terraces, uncovered in 1895 during a mining expedition. These terraces, resembling steps for giants, carved with geometric precision, are oriented in such a way that they harness the movement of the sun. Local Lakota legends tell of skywalkers, beings who traverse these terraces to ascend to the heavens. Archaeologist Henry Foster posited that the terraces served as launch platforms for objects or beings utilizing solar power, a hypothesis quickly dismissed by the Bureau of American Ethnology, who regarded the terraces as nothing more than geological formations, overlooking their precise alignments and craftsmanship. In the remote forests of the Pacific Northwest, an astonishing find emerges: a vast network of wooden tracks discovered in 1906 by a logging crew. These tracks, still intact despite the ravages of time, stretch for miles beneath the forest canopy, constructed from a wood species that resists decay. The craftsmanship suggests an understanding of transport dynamics that predates known historical engineering. Local lore speaks of the timber trails, used by ancient inhabitants to move goods swiftly through the dense woods. Botanist Laura Kendall's research into the wood's unique properties was disregarded by the Forestry Commission, who claimed the tracks were natural tree falls, ignoring their deliberate construction and layout. Along the rugged coastlines of Oregon, a forgotten marvel lies hidden: a series of coastal caverns carved into the cliffs, discovered in 1874 by a group of fishermen. These caverns, with smooth, arching ceilings and floors polished by unknown methods, suggest a network used for maritime travel or shelter. The interiors resonate with an eerie echo that seems to guide sound waves, hinting at a possible communication system. Maritime archaeologist Daniel Hughes proposed that these caverns were once part of a coastal defense and transport system, yet his findings were dismissed by the Oregon Historical Society, who trivialized the caverns as natural sea caves, ignoring their strategic locations and acoustics. Within the expansive deserts of Arizona, an enigmatic series of stone platforms surface, revealed during a sandstorm in 1918. These platforms, vast and flat, are intricately carved with patterns that align with the stars. Known to local Navajo as sky paths, they are believed to have been used for celestial navigation or otherworldly travel. Astronomer Jonathan Wells documented the star alignments, and proposed that these platforms served as ancient star maps or launch sites. His claims were dismissed by the Arizona State Museum, who argued they were merely ceremonial grounds, despite the detailed astronomical alignments and engineering precision of the carvings. In the lush landscapes of the Appalachian foothills, a mysterious structure emerges: an ancient stone conduit discovered in 1909, buried beneath layers of earth and vegetation. This conduit, crafted from interlocking stones that fit together with mathematical precision, suggests a sophisticated system for transporting water or other resources across the region. Local folklore refers to it as the River of Stones, believed to channel energy or water to ancient settlements. Engineer Harold Thompson's extensive studies on the conduit's engineering marvels were brushed aside by the Appalachian Studies Association, who labeled it as a natural watercourse, despite its unnatural design and evidence of deliberate construction.